Graphing inequalities is very similar to graphing linear equations. So let's say this line represents y is equal to 2x plus 1. This shaded region are the values that are greater than 2x plus 1. So if this were y is greater than or equal to 2x plus 1, we have the line, so that's y is equal to 2x plus 1. Greater than 2x plus 1 is above it. Where is y greater than? Well, at this point, y is greater up here than it is down here. At this point, y is greater here than it is here. At this point, y is greater here than it is here. So for greater than inequalities, shade above the line where the y values are greater. And for less than inequalities, shade below the line where y values are smaller. So y is smaller than or equal to 2x plus 1. This is 2x plus 1, so that's equal to, so it's a straight line. Less than is below, since the y values are lower here than they are here. Or if you look at the y-axis, the y values are smaller here than they are here. So again, for inequalities, greater than is above the line, less than is below the line. Now, another thing you want to keep an eye on is the actual line when you're sketching an inequality. The or equal to inequalities have a line that is solid since these points are included in the inequality. It's or equal to, so equal to is a possibility. So all of these points are possibilities. But if it were y is less than 2x plus 1, the line y is equal to 2x plus 1 is not included. So the less than or greater than inequalities have a line that is dotted. Since these points are not included in the inequality, the dotted line just represents where the limit is. Okay, so a straight line represents that those points are included. A dotted line represents the limit, or which points are not included. Let's walk through graphing an inequality. Step 1, change the inequality sign to an equal sign. So let's say you were given y is less than x plus 3. We're going to change the inequality to equal to give us y is equal to x plus 3. This will allow us to graph the line the same way we just did in our previous section. And then we'll come back and shade the appropriate region last. So step 1, change the inequality sign to an equal sign. And now we proceed to collect 3 points along that line, and we'll sketch those 3 points. So step 2, plug 3 different x values into the equation. And step 3, record each xy coordinate in a table of values. So again, I'll use the x values of -1, 0, and 1 for each example. So when you plug in -1 for x, you get -1 plus 3, which gives you a y value of positive 2. When we plug in 0 for x, 0 plus 3 is 3. So our second point is 0, 3. And our third point, when x is 1, 1 plus 3 is 4. So our third point is 1, 4. So now we have our 3 points. So we want to plot these 3 points. And then step 5, instead of drawing a straight line, we're going to draw a dotted line through the points. Since we know the inequality that was given is y is less than x plus 3 instead of y is equal to x plus 3. So we plot -1, 2. We plot 0, 3. And we plot 1, 4. And again, since it's less than, not equal to, we'll draw a dotted line instead of a straight line. And since it was less than, we're going to shade the area below the dotted line for step 6. So this would be the sketch of y is less than x plus 3. Let's wrap things up by having you sketch a few inequalities. Question number 1. Sketch y is less than 4x minus 2. Question number 2. sketch y is greater than negative 2x plus 1. And question number 3, sketch y minus 3x is less than or equal to 5. Pause the video, sketch these 3 inequalities, and then press play when you are ready to begin. Question number 1, you were given the inequality y is less than 4x minus 2. Step 1, change the inequality sign to an equal sign. So that gives you y is equal to 4x minus 2. We'll then use this equation to figure out 3 points along that line, and then we'll plot those 3 points. So step 2, plug 3 different x values into the equation. So we'll use negative 1, 0, and 1. In step 3, we'll record each xy coordinate in a table of values. So when x is negative 1, 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 minus 2 is equal to negative 6. So when x is negative 1, y is negative 6. If x is 0, 4 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 2 gives you negative 2. So our second point is 0, negative 2. And then when x is 1, 4 times 1 is 4. 4 minus 2 is positive 2. So that gives us a third point of 1, 2. Now step 4, plot the 3 points. And since we were given y is less than 4x minus 2, we're going to draw a dotted line through the points instead of a straight line. So we plot negative 1, negative 6, 0, negative 2, and 1, 2. So we have our 3 points. And again, since the inequality we were given was less than, it's not a straight line but a dotted line. And since it was less than, step 6, shade the area below the dotted line. So this would be the final sketch of y is less than 4x minus 2. Let's now have a look at question number 2. You were given the inequality y is greater than negative 2x plus 1. Step 1, change the inequality sign to an equal sign. This will give us y is equal to negative 2x plus 1. Step 2, plug 3 different x values into the equation. So we'll use negative 1, 0, and positive 1. And then step 3, we'll record each of these xy coordinates in a table of values. So when we plug in negative 1 for x, we get negative 2 times negative 1, which is positive 2. Positive 2 plus 1 gives us 3. So when x is negative 1, y is equal to 3. When we plug in 0 for x, we get 0 times negative 2, which gives us 0. 0 plus 1 gives us 1. So when x is 0, y is 1. And our third point, when we plug in x is 1, we get negative 2 times 1, which is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. So when x is 1, y is negative 1. So now we have the 3 points that we would like to plot. So step 4, plot the 3 points. Go to negative 1 on the x-axis, go up to positive 3 on the y. 0 is here, so we go up 1. So that's 0, 1. Then we go over 1 and down 1 to 1, negative 1. And now we draw a dotted line through those points. And step 6, shade the area above the dotted line. Above represents greater than. Since it's not equal to, that is why we had the dotted line instead of a straight line. So this is what the sketch of y is greater than negative 2x plus 1 would look like. And then lastly, question number 3. We were given y minus 3x is less than or equal to 5. We want to get y isolated on the left side. So step 1, we add 3x to both sides. giving us an inequality of y is less than or equal to 3x plus 5. Now we can change the inequality sign to an equal sign, giving us y is equal to 3x plus 5. So when we graph the final inequality, we'll use a straight line since it's or equal to that line or the limit, those points will be included. So we'll have a straight line instead of a dotted line. We want to find 3 points along that line. So y is equal to 3x plus 5. Step 3, we'll plug 3 different x values into the equation. We'll plug in -1, 0, and 1. And then step 4, we'll record those xy coordinates in our table of values. So when x is -1, we have 3 times -1, which is -3. -3 plus 5 is +2. So when x is -1, y is 2. When we plug in 0 for x, 3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 5 is 5. So our second point is 0, 5. Then lastly, when x is 1, we get 3 times 1, which is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. So when x is 1, y is 8. And now we have 3 points. So step 5, plot these points. Go to -1, 2, plot that point. 0, 5, plot that point. 1, 8, plot that point. So now we have our 3 points. And since we had or equal to in the inequality, the line that we sketch, these points are included. So it's a straight line, not a dotted line. In step 7, shade the area below the line. Since our inequality was less than or equal to, less than is the area below the line. So this would be the sketch of y is less than or equal to 3x plus 5.